It was another bright morning at Gru's lab, and as usual, the minions were up to something mischievous. Kevin, Stuart, and Bob were tinkering with a giant beaker filled with glowing blue liquid. Gru had given them a top-secret mission: create a formula to turn any salty sea water into pure drinking water. Bananea, Bob squealed, pointing at the bubbling beaker. Bello, experiment successful. Stuart tilted his goggles. Kevin shook his head seriously. No, no. Gru say, careful, super dangerous. Boom, boom. Of course, telling the minions not to touch something was like telling them not to eat bananas. Totally impossible. They mixed in extra ingredients, some sugar, a little soda, and a big splash of banana juice. The liquid fizzed, glowed brighter, and suddenly turned purple. Whoa, Bob whispered. Magic banana water. Just then, Gru entered the lab holding his coffee. Minions, I told you to follow the formula exactly. This isn't a juice machine. It's a water purifier. But it was too late. The beaker began shaking violently. Boom! A huge splash of purple liquid shot across the room, drenching Kevin, Stuart, and Bob. The minions blinked in confusion, and then glug, glug, glug. Water started pouring from their ears like tiny fountains. Popoyai, we water pipes now, Stuart shouted, shaking his head. Gru grabbed his blueprint tablet. This is bad, very bad. The formula wasn't stable. If we don't fix this fast, the whole city will be flooded. Suddenly, the alarm blared. One of the minions pressed the wrong button, and the water formula 2.0 spilled into the ventilation system. Within minutes, the entire lab was raining indoors. Pipelines burst, gadgets floated, and bananas drifted like little boats. Gru put Kevin in charge of Operation Aqua Control. Kevin, minions assemble. Minions, bellow, bellow, bellow. Their plan was simple: stop the leaks in the lab, contain the purple water formula, save the bananas before they get soggy. They grabbed plungers, buckets, and even pool noodles to block the flood. Stuart surfed on a mop handle. Bob wore a colander as a helmet. And Otto, well, he was just eating bananas while floating on an inflatable flamingo. But then came the real disaster. The formula spilled outside. It flowed into the city fountains, sewers, and sprinklers, causing geysers to shoot up everywhere. Streets turned into mini rivers, and ducks swam happily in people's gardens. Lucy called Gru. Gru, the entire neighborhood is turning into a water park. Gru groaned. Don't panic. The minions are probably handling it. Spoiler, they weren't. After hours of slipping, sliding, and chaos, Kevin finally had an idea. If the purple formula caused unlimited water, they needed an anti-water formula to balance it out. The minions raced back to the lab, mixing bananas, marshmallows, and Gru's special secret ingredient, Super Dry Powder 3000. Bob accidentally sneezed into the beaker, but surprisingly, it worked. They sprayed the antidote into the vents, streets, and fountains. Within seconds, the water started drying up. The city was saved.